You just wait. Wait. Someone is saying we can't hear you. So let me know if you can hear me now. And if you can see the screen. So just let me know in the chat box. Let me share the link so other members will join up. Can you guys hear me now? If it's clear now, you let me know. All right, loud and clear. All right, so let me share the link real quick. All right, so let me share the link real quick so that everybody will join up and I'll begin. All right, so let's begin. Other members who are not here, they will join up and let's begin. I believe Miss Claire and you guys can see my screen. So first, let's check out on BTC. Right, so I'll give you guys what I'm expecting on BTC. And are you guys still with me? Can you guys still hear me? Are you guys still with me? Can you guys still hear me? Are you guys still with me? Always reply in the chat box. All right, yes. All right, so now let me give what I'm expecting on BTC. Lately, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Lately, the signal have been dropping. Some have been going well, some have not been going well, and most importantly, right, the ones that do hit full take profit, they are just few, right? Only few hit full take profit. Some are just giving us 1:2, 1:2 arrow. Some are giving us 1:3, then coming back to break even, right? So only few are hitting full take profit. So this is what I'm gonna be doing now. Once I have an opportunity or like an expectation, I'll drop it for you guys, right? So once you're up 1:2, 1:3, it's now for you to take your profits and then secure your money. Because most times I do tend to hold, I do tend to hold till full take profit, which most of you do as well. You guys tend to hold as well. So if you're up 1:2, you'll still be holding till full take profit, which most times it's always gonna reverse to break even. So I will always update you guys on everything on how it is, right? So on BTC, I want to start from a higher time frame. This is our opportunity I caught earlier this week. This was my first trade on Monday, which gave money to 16 RR, right? So I'm gonna teach how I got this, maybe in one of my YouTube videos. If you notice, I've not done any YouTube video for some time, right? I've been kind of busy, so that's why I've not done any YouTube video. So I'm gonna do probably next week, right? So I'm gonna see how to go, and I'll show you guys how I caught those buys. Right, I caught two buys. This was the main entry, then this was like a re-entry. Then I'm also gonna teach my students, but I'm gonna do a video on it to teach you guys. Now, what I'm still expecting is for more buys on BTC. But I can still say BTC is bullish. And if it's gonna sell, I want to mark out this level, which is a level I can expect this BTC price to get to. Now, if you watch this BTC price closely, if you have been looking out for sales, I notice many of you have been looking out for sales. You tried selling multiple times from this very order block, you tried selling, but now the sell is not working. Why? Because business directional bias is bullish, right? So I'm meant to keep looking out for buys. And if I'm gonna look out for sales, it's gonna be maybe from this very level as a daily time frame order block. This is the only level I can say this BTC price is gonna likely sell from. Aside this zone, I'm meant to keep looking out for buys, right? So now on a lower time frame, which is very much like my entry time frame. So on this 4-hour time frame, you're gonna see this long wick right here. which is an order block on the 4-hour time frame. Then we also have another higher order block, which is this other last black candle right here. This is another order block on the 4-hour time frame. Right, so we have two POIs on the 4-hour time frame. Then if I scale down to the lower time frame, you're gonna see this very lower POI now is aligning with the 4-hour time frame level. There's another block in the 4-hour time frame, and then the 2-hour time frame is an actual order block. This one is also aligning. Then we'll have this breaker, which is now aligning with this our second POI, pretty much right there. This breaker block right here is aligning with our second POI. And if you watch my entry time frame, 1 hour 30 minutes, you're gonna see this order block is pretty much clear. Notice this lower order block now is clearer than than this higher order block. This very higher order block now has already been tapped into. If you notice, the price already dropped, tapped into it, and bought off. Right? Though it can still come back and respect it because it's now a mitigated block. Right? Price extended, it can still respect because there's another other block right there. But this one is not so clear. This is not a clear POI that I'm gonna buy from. So this lower one is gonna be the perfect POI to literally consider taking buy from, rather than this very first POI, because this first POI now has been tapped into. Right? So I'm gonna consider this very second POI, this very lower one, as my buy opportunity. Though this very one, if you notice 15 minutes, 30 minutes time frame, you're gonna notice an order block right here. You can see this right here. There's this other block right here, pretty much as the first POI. Right, this is also a zone you can as well buy from. But I'm gonna confidently take the buy from this very zone, from this very order block right here. So this is a zone you can as well buy from, but I won't consider that very zone. I'm gonna prefer buying from this major order block. It has all the criteria: break of structure, liquidity, major liquidity, but this very one is just a minor liquidity and might not be sufficient enough, right? And this is also aligning with a breaker block, so I'm going to consider buying from this very zone. So this is what I'm watching out for on BTC, for the price to actually buy from here. And like I said in the beginning of the video, me personally, most times I'm always holding to full take profit, which always denies of our profit. For the past 1 month, we'll be holding only few trade hits full take profit for us. We'll be holding for take profit, but it will get 1 to 3, then reverse to break even. So it's gonna be, once we are up 1 to 2, 1 to 3, I'll update you guys on, if you want to take your profit, you can always take your profit, right? But if me personally want to hold, I'll also let you guys know that I'm holding, right? Just be you taking your profit once you've made profit with my signals and with my setup, and I'll be dropping almost all my opportunity. But I won't drop only signals. Notice what I'm saying closely. If it's a signal, I'll type out everything. I'll type out if it's a buy limit, sell limit, I'll type out everything. Then you guys take it, risk what you're comfortable losing, right? Then if it's not a signal, it will be like my bias, my setup. I will just drop it. Then you now go to your chart, see for yourself if you're gonna consider taking it or not. Once you feel you're gonna take it, then you take it. Right? You should know what you are risking, then you take it. Because most times my personal trade go well, but I notice this very BTC. Right, like this very one of this BTC buy I took. If you notice, this very buy, I had a setup. I was about dropping it, but because we took losses last week, so I was not confident enough to drop it. So it was this very buy. It is full take profit. You can see the risk to reward ratio. Right, this was the setup when I had the setup right here. So because we took a couple of losses as of last week, which are about 3 losses thereabout in a row. So I was not confident enough to drop that very setup, which went well. So I'm gonna drop in on my bias. It's gonna be you be comfortable with whatever you are risking on the trade, right? And don't blow your accounts. I'm just trying to make sure you guys are making profit and you guys are actually becoming profitable. Once I drop my bias, you see my bias, see for yourself if your own is aligning, then you know, okay, I'm gonna confidently take this since it's aligning with what I'm expecting. Then you can say, let me confidently take this. Or you have a bias, my own is against it. You can now redo your analysis and then see for yourself, okay, let me check what I'm doing wrong or what I didn't get correctly that is making this my bias opposite of what me personally I'm expecting, right? So those are things, right, you guys will not be applying, right? Because there are things that will actually be making you guys profit. I'll drop my expectation, then you also check with your own expectation. And these are the pairs I trade, right? Maybe I'm gonna drop a screenshot of the pairs in the group so you guys will know the pairs I traded and know the setups and the analysis to expect from me. Right. So these are the major pairs I trade: BTC, gold, GBPUSD, USDJPY, US30, and this ETH. Right, two crypto pairs, and about four forex on pairs. So those are the ones I trade, and those are the ones I'll be trading, and I'll be dropping my analysis and setups on. So you should also add those ones to your watch list, right? So let me drop this very BTC. This is what I'm anticipating for BTC. Like I told you, it has another POI at the top. Right, that POI is also looking okay, but I'm gonna confidently take it from this second POI. So this is where I'll be buying from. If you decide to respect that very first POI, it's fine, right? But this is where I'll confidently risk my money on. So this is what I have on BTC. Let's check out other markets. Let's check out other markets, then I'll show you guys what I'm expecting, and you see how it will go. So this is the last day for the week. The weekend, if I'm also active on the chart, I also drop my view. Like I told you, not all these views are actual signals, right? Even if these views are actually what's going to help you, right? Not all of them are actually signal that will just tell you buy or sell, right? Just like that. Now, this was a trade I took yesterday. I wasn't so active this week. I had somewhere I went to, so I was kind of busy this week. So this was the trade I took, which did not go well. It hit stop loss, then it's around 1:3. You can see 1:3, almost 1:4 before reversing. But it was a personal trade. I took it myself, right? So it didn't go well. You can see I don't take personal losses. Because I was not active yesterday, I would have showed you guys that I lost this very trade. Then this was the buy I anticipated. And I guess I also dropped both this setup, this very one that didn't go well, and this very POI for my students. If you check our group, my students, I believe you guys can also testify to that. I drop it. I told them this is where I'm expecting BTC gold to buy from. I told them POI were not clear on gold. That was yesterday. If we had done any live yesterday, I would have also told you guys. These multiple POIs were not so clear on gold. Right? My only clear POI was this very zone. Right, so I'm still on this very buy. So let me remove this very one has already taken me out. Now this was the POI I was anticipating for gold to actually buy from, because there's no other clear POI right here. I'm not confident of taking trade from any other POI, only from this very one. With the reaction, that was when I started buying from here, which didn't go well. Right, it was just a week. Inducement stopped me out, then went as I was expecting, but it's normal. Now, this was the buy I was not anticipating. It got then I started buying. I didn't drop this yesterday as well because I wasn't active. Throughout yesterday, my students can also see that. Throughout yesterday, I was even replying only few messages where I was not active. Now, I'm still going to expect buys on gold. Right? Why? Because if it's going to start selling, you want to give a clear change of character. Which the change of character is giving now is not so clear. It had this break to the downside, which everyone is going to call a change of character. Right? But overall, it didn't break to the upside. Right? So there's no clear break to the upside, but there was a break to the downside, which everybody's gonna call a change of character, but no break to the upside. So this valid, this change of character is not valid. So I can still expect buys on gold. If you watch where it got, I marked it out this morning, right? Because I was busy yesterday, I was kind of tired, so I was not able to check the chart before going to bed, right? And I woke up late. Now, if you watch, this was the other block I started buying from. I checked, it was a 5 minute time for other block. You can see I marked it out, but I didn't catch the move. Right, so I didn't catch the move. So it's reacted from this very order block using this as liquidity. Then I can still expect buys. As far as it's going up, I can still expect buys from this very market. And now let's watch out for possible buy zones where we can easily enter for these buys and where we can easily join the move. if it's gonna start becoming bearish, then I'm gonna have another break to the downside. Once they break this very low, then I can say, okay, gold is gonna likely start becoming bearish. That's why gold for some time, if you take buys, you're gonna likely win it. And if you take sell, you're only gonna win it only few times. Right? You're only gonna win sales few times. But if you take buys, you're gonna most likely win that very buy. Right? If you notice, those are trade gold. But if you take sell, it will hardly go well. Right? Why? Because gold is bullish and you're meant to keep looking out for buys until the market or the rational bias has said otherwise. Right? So this is the high. I expect price to break it as a break of structure. Right? So I'm still anticipating for buy, break of structure to the upside, which I expect price to do. Then I have this POI. I believe you guys saw how I marked that is very POI. I use this very last black candle as the order block. This is an order block, and it having this clear low. This is a clear low now, which can act as liquidity. So all I need is just my break of structure, then I'll buy from here. This low can act as liquidity. On the 5 minute time, you can see it's a clear and obvious low. It's not so clear on the 15 minutes. If I go to 30 minutes time frame now, it's just a long wick. But as far as is a low, is a liquidity, right? So what I'm expecting for it to first break structure, which my strategy to be complete, then I'm gonna buy from here. Remember what I said? This is not like my anticipation, right? This is not like my anticipation. What I'm expecting for this very market to do. Right? Okay, someone said I caught the buy from 5 minutes time frame. This Shorest Coco, I guess you're one of my students. Right? I said, and I'm also waiting for this POI for buy. All right, that's also great. I guess he's one of my students. I dropped the setup in the group yesterday. Like I said, I was so tired yesterday, so I didn't even check most of the messages. If you notice, I didn't reply. Notice this one. Said what I'm expecting from GU. What do you see? Notice I didn't even reply this very message. Right. So yesterday was kind of tough for me. Right. So if I had been active, I would have dropped this very setup for you guys. I dropped this for my students. I only told them this is a POI I'm watching on gold. Then I would have caught this very one as well. But I wasn't active. So this is what I'm anticipating. Right, just my view. And once it gets there, I can drop it as a signal. Right? But I want to see my break of structure first, which you guys got it. So it's like I'm be doing this live more often. So once I have a view, you guys will see how why I'm watching that very zone, or how I got that very trade. Then once I drop it, you now know if you're gonna wait for the break of structure or liquidity, or what I said I'm waiting for. Right? So you guys will now know, and then take it. Just let me know your preferred time for this live. If this 8 a.m. Nigeria time is okay with everyone, or I should make it earlier. Many of you do go to work, right? I do go to work, or me personally, I'm a full-time trader. I'm always home, probably a few times when I'm busy. So just let me know the time which you preferred for the live. So if I'm free, I'm available maybe earlier, 6 a.m., right? Or 7 a.m., or we do the analysis in the evening before the beginning of the day. Just drop it in the chat for your suggestion, right? So this is what I'm waiting for on gold. Waiting for BOS on gold. So once it gives that BOS, I'll buy from there. So it's just me trying to show you guys what I'm expecting, how I'm watching it, and with that, you can now see, you trade the same strategy. I believe every one of you trade the same strategy I trade. Then once you're on your charts, you might now be confident, right? You're gonna definitely now be confident in taking it, because that's what I'm also expecting. And then you will confidently now say, let me set my limit, or instead of you being afraid, or you taking it on a demo account. So you now take it on your real account. Because me personally, I'm also expecting similar. Right? So let's see how it will go on this gold. Let's wait for the BOS first. After the BOS, then we'll buy from our order block. All right, someone says 6 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 8 a.m. All right, 8 is currently leading. So just drop your own in the chat box. 8 a.m. is currently still leading. All right, so the next pair now is on GBPUSD. So let me give you what I'm expecting on GBPUSD. Right. So on GBP, on USD pairs, right? Major the USD pairs, they have been kind of tricky. That's why I've kind of avoid this pairs because of the US government shutdown, right? And today is also the NFP news, but let me check if the NFP is gonna hold. Let me check real quick if NFP is gonna hold, then I'll update you guys. All right, 8 a.m. is still very much leading. Wow. Today, tentative, tentative, tentative. I guess this tentative is all day. Let me get what this tentative mean real quick. Onshore, okay, okay. So this tentative now is on uncertain onshore. So the NFP today is onshore yet. It might come out, it might not come out. NFP do come out by 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time and sometimes 2:30 p.m. So this very one, I guess we're expecting it by 1:30 p.m. So maybe during that time, once it's now sure that to come out, I'll update you guys. But for now, it's onshore, right? Because of the US government shutdown, so it's currently onshore if the NFP is gonna actually come out. So for this USD pairs, we're gonna analyze based on the news data that will likely come out, right? And with this NFP, now let me give you what's gonna likely happen. For the non-farm employment change, majorly the major NFP is just unemployment rate, right? This one is a monthly data. Then the non-farm employment change, that's also a major NFP. So for the previous one, they are expecting 4.3 was the previous data, right? And the forecast, they're expecting 4.3 as well. So no change, no major changes. If the forecast was higher, right? The forecast was like 4.4. That means there's gonna be a dump in the USD, right? The dollar is gonna be weak, right? The whole idea is once the unemployment rate is high, many people are not getting jobs, the economy is bad, and things like that. It's gonna be bad for the US dollar. So dollar is gonna drop, and GBP USD, Euro USD, gold, BTC, they are all likely gonna pump because dollar is weak. So if it goes higher, like 4.4, 4.5, just like that. Then if it goes lower, maybe 4.2, 4.1, right? Dollar is gonna likely be strong because the economy is good, unemployment rate is getting lesser, people are now getting employed, it's good for the country, right? It's good for US dollar. Then for this non-farm employment change, right? So the previous was about 22K, and the forecast now is about 52K. I kind of forget how to do this again, but with this other one, there's no major expectation, right? So if you notice, this was the GBP USD, and I also dropped this for my students. So I'll be dropping it for everyone now, right? Notice what I said with my students. Someone asked, right? If you notice what I noticed when I even dropped the reply. But I guess I'm trying to find when I dropped the reply yesterday. But there's a lot of message in the group. So this was the analysis I had on GBP USD. Let me see if I also dropped it on my own. This is my own Telegram where I drop most of my setups, what I'm expecting, what I'm anticipating, all the opportunity I have, right? Or maybe it's on my tab. Maybe it's on my tab. on my tablet, but it's not. I didn't drop it right here. So on GBPUSD, why I didn't drop this or why I didn't call it out as a signal was this. If you notice where it got to this very major sell zone, and that's where it's currently reacting from. Then if this buy is gonna continue, this is the only POI I'm watching to buy from. Many of you are gonna ask, hey bro, why didn't you use another POI? Why didn't you use this other block? Why didn't you use this other long wick or wherever, or this even lower one? Right. So this is what I do. All right, before I continue, 8 a.m. is still leading. 8 a.m. is still leading. Someone said, what causes the US government? Like I told you yesterday, I was kind of busy. Right, I went to get some things done. Right, so I wasn't able to check what's happening. But I know that the US government was, I just went on Twitter yesterday and I saw some news like that, but I'm going to check and then update you guys on what's happening. Right, now, on GBPUSD, like I told you, many of you are going to ask, why did I use any of those other POI? If you watch my higher time frame, we have these major sales on which that's where it got to and started dropping. And when I dropped this very message in the group, my students, you guys can testify to this. I told you guys that because of this very sale, because of where it's currently happening from, so I doubted the buy. Because of where it's currently selling from, I was not like doubting the buy because of the sale that is currently happening from that very zone. So now, since it's respecting this very zone, I can expect buys. I can expect it to buy and then break out, continue on being bullish. I guess it was because of the news, the US government shuts down and all of this news that came out yesterday. That's why it actually respected this buy zone. Right? That's why it actually respected this very buy zone because of the news that came out. Now, I use very level because on the 4 hour time we have this level, long wick as an order block. You can see another block right here, those wicks as an order block, POI. Then there is a clear low, which acting as a liquidity. Then if you watch closely on the same higher time frame now, there's no level I can mark out right here. I can mark out this long wick. It's an empty long wick, right? It's not a long wick I can use as my order block because it's pretty much long and it's an empty long wick. I can mark it out as an order block. Right, so I didn't consider this very zone, so I didn't mark out this very zone as the order block right there because there was the long wick was just long, right? And if I'm going to even mark out any other block, it's going to be maybe this very one on a 4 hour time frame. Then on a 2 hour time frame, you're going to see the long wick is still very much long, just like that. So it's not a clear order block. I can't mark it out. But if you watch this side, you're going to notice we have the last black candle, pretty much valid order block, right? Which is what I marked out. Then if you watch closely, on going to a lower time frame, to my entry time frame, mostly you're gonna see we have this very one. This is an order block and it's an actual order block. But many of you are gonna ask, why did I consider this very one? It was closer to the price. Now, if you watch, it has no clear and obvious liquidity. All of these they are tiny lows, which I know many of you are gonna consider as liquidity, but many of you are gonna consider this as liquidity, but this is not a clear liquidity for me. But I want to see an obvious low, which the price is gonna likely take out, which is what happens most times. So as the price take it out, then I can say, okay, the price will actually buy from here. Right? The buyer will actually buy from here. So there's no obvious low right there. Now, since it's an obvious low, and this POI has not been respected, so I consider this very POI. Right? So that's why I consider that very POI. The 2 hour time frame order block, clear liquidity protecting it, is also aligning with the 4 hour time frame, so I consider that very zone. Now, if you watch, notice my WhatsApp, I just look for the message on my phone. Notice the setup I dropped on the GBP. This was the setup on gold. This was the setup on gold, and I told them this was the only POI I have eye on gold. And if you watch gold, that's where it got to and started respecting it. Then if you watch this very GBPUSD, this was the setup I also dropped for my students. Notice what I said when I dropped the setup. Right, notice what I said. It was like a correction for one of my students. Notice what I told him. I told him I prefer this POI but see where it's selling from. And because of where it's selling from now, it was now kind of I was now kind of skeptical about the buy. Right? I prefer this POI for the buy. It was watching out for another zone to buy from. So it was like a correction. Now, price getting there respected it. If I had said this earlier, I would have dropped it as what I'm anticipating, but not as a signal for you guys. Then you don't go to your chart to know if you're gonna take it or not. So why? Because it's reacting from here. Obviously, it's gonna continue buying to take out this high, meaning this very zone now is not sufficient enough to push it down aggressively. Now, overall, many of you are gonna ask, why are you buying? I thought this market is very much still bearish. Now, if the market is bearish, it's gonna get to some level, right, and then start becoming bullish, right? So GBPUSD has gotten to a level where buyers are gonna likely now start stepping in. And if you watch, we have this breaker block, which is an unmitigated breaker. Notice a breaker block right here. 4-hour time frame breaker block, unmitigated. Price is not tap on it. Then it's low. After that's liquidity, the price just tap on the breaker, and now it's currently rejecting from that breaker block. So there's a chance of it continuing to buy and now failing to respect this very zone. Right? I didn't even mark out this zone to sell because I was anticipating for buys on this market. So there's a chance of it buying because it has gotten to the possible reversal zone. So I want to look out for buys. Since I now know, okay, market is buying, where do I expect it to get to? I'm going to now mark it out. So on the daily time frame, I can mark out this long wick. But I can mark out this very long wick right here as a zone I can expect it to buy and then get to. Right? So the mark out that level on the 4-hour time frame is like an order block, 2-hour time frame, the same thing. Then I want to go to my entry time frame, then start looking out for buys. Initial buy, I guess what the student I corrected is on this very trade. All right, someone said GBP is reacting from a bearish OB. Please check it. I told you this is what I told you guys, right? I told you this respect is reacting from this very zone. That's why. Notice what I dropped in the message. I told that was the POI I was waiting for GBPUSD, but it's reacting from that very sell zone. So I was kind of skeptical about the buy. That's why I didn't drop it, and that's why I didn't call it out. Now, since it's respecting this very POI, there's a chance of it buying actually, right? So I want to enter for my buy. And if you watch, we have this order block on the 2-hour time frame. Since I didn't take this trade personally, right, it was just a correction I did. I didn't take it personally. So this was the area I marked out. This is not like a key level I've marked out now. A POI on a 2-hour time frame. On a 1-hour time frame, still a long look as a POI. Then on a 15 minutes, 30 minutes time frame, it's an actual order block. So I can indicate this and mark it out. Right, an actual order block where I can buy from. Now let's see if that's liquidity. And with the way it's buying, I don't think it's even gonna come back. Right, with the way it's buying, I don't think it's gonna come back. All right, someone said I'm on the trade including gold. All right. Was it the correction I dropped or you did the analysis yourself? And are you my students? Or you just watch my YouTube video? So we can expect buy from GBPUSD from here. Right, and this low is now an obvious low, which can act as liquidity. Then we can expect it to take out this high. Why am I expecting buy? Because it has taken out the liquidity below the price, like I said. That's already taken out this liquidity. You know, if the price is going down, going up, it's going up to collect orders and to take out liquidity. So the liquidity has already been gotten below this very low. So there's no low to take out again unless it's going to continue being bearish to break this as a break of structure to downside. Right? So if it's not going to go down to break structure to downside, it's going to continue buying, and then the liquidity now are this very high. This next high, this next extreme high. Those are the nearest liquidity, or those are the next liquidity. I can target here as my take profit, right? And then once the price is moved, I don't think it's even gonna come back. All right, he said, I'm your student and I did the analysis myself. Okay, that's cool. Right, if it's gonna come back, I'll drop the setup, drop the signal. Right, but for now it's just shooting up. Let's see. Also drop this as a correction. This is the best. If you check the group, the message they were much, so I'm not able to actually go check out all the message. If you check the group, also the price someone for this very USDJPY, right? Was anticipating for a sell, and I told that's one of the benefits you get from you joining my mentorship class. I tend to go once you drop your chart. I tend to go to my own chart to see if I'm seeing what you are seeing. If I was looking out for sell and you're looking out for buy, if you would be changing your bias just like that. All right, someone said, please, are your live stream being recorded? Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. So on this USDJPY, I'm still gonna skeptical about the move, but I still feel confident about the sell for now. Why? Because it has not given any clear change of character. So I'm still kind of confident about the sell. It didn't give any change of character. I would have looked out for buy. Right now, notice it on the 1 hour time. There's no clear. This is not a break of drop to downside. Obviously, there is a break to the upside, which was not a clear change of character. So what I'm anticipating is this: is for you to go down, take out this very low. It's selling for that breaker block. It's gonna likely obviously respect it. So it's gonna for you to be right. It's gonna be for you to go down, then take out this very low. Right, this person I corrected. I guess you're already up on it to 4. Then if you watch, if it's gonna keep selling, I can mark out this long wick as my nearest key level where I can expect it to get to. Right, so this is the level I can expect it to get to. So I can take my profit right there, set the price to get there. So I can keep looking out for sell. So let's go to my entry time frame. Let's look out for opportunity to sell. No clear change of character. I would have looked out for buy. So obviously, it's gonna sell. So no clear. We can't just jump on a sell right now. We can't just say I can't just say sell, sell, sell. Right. So it's already moving from our POI. If it eventually comes back, I'll call out the signal will sell. Right. Then if it doesn't, but this is what I'm expecting, it to drop and then get here. Take out all of these lows. I won't be buying from here because no clear change of character yet. Right. So let's see how what reaction is gonna be. Then I'll drop it for you guys. Right, let's see how the reaction is gonna be. I'll drop the signal for you guys. But I'm expecting sell on this very market. All right, someone said gold has changed character. All right, so that's great. So we're now expecting reversal. Then once it comes back here, we buy. Right, so it starts breaking structure. So we're now expecting it to come down, then we buy. So on USDJPY, I'm still gonna expect sell for now. If it fails to respect this breaker, then we can start expecting buys. But since it didn't give any change of character, sell is more preferable. All right. Then on US30, this was a personal trade I took. If you notice, I didn't drop this for you guys for me to push you guys, right? It's gonna be like if I drop it for you guys now, it's gonna be like me on a personal trade, then dropping it so you guys can see that I'm good with technical analysis or I'm good with whatever, right? If you notice, me personally, I don't have time for that. Right, I don't have time to start proving to you guys I'm good or join my mentorship class. If you wish, you're watching me, you see how I'm doing it, you feel okay. Let me see if this guy is gonna make my trading better. Then you can join the mentorship class. It's about $40 and it's about in naira 50,000 naira. right? Naira is about 50,000 naira for 1 month. I guess it's the cheapest in the whole trading space right now. Right? It was a personal trade, right? I didn't drop it at a signal. I only dropped one correction for my students when I had it set up. I didn't drop it at a signal. It was a personal trade. I just took it myself so I can make money. Right? Notice the setup right here. You can see the setup right here. My target was at 1:5. You can see that 1:5 RR. 1:5 RR. And if you watch close, this was when I had the setup. On the 30-minute time frame, order block, engineered liquidity, then I buy. 30-minute time frame, order block, engineered liquidity, then I buy, targeting this next liquidity to be taken out. So it's pretty much still going well. Right, let me see if I draw my screenshot of the trade I had. I didn't draw the screenshot of the trade. I didn't draw the screenshot of the trade I had. But on US30, I'm still gonna expect buy. Right, so we're still gonna expect more buys as it's going up. Right, so let's look at a possible buy opportunity. Someone is saying, how do you use this strategy, this SMC, to trade London section? London section is like every other section. Right, London section is like every other section. There's no difference. I can wake up during Asia section and still do my analysis and still take a trade. I don't have any specific section I trade, but I feel London is more comfortable me doing the live with you guys. That's why I'm moving. That's why I do the live with you guys most London section. Right, so London is like every other section. So now, if you notice, I just marked out this very level on the daily time frame. Right, let's see how it looks on a lower time frame. Let's see if that's a zone we can buy from. For our order block already respected, I marked this area out myself, but I wasn't wanting to re-enter. But I wasn't wanting to re-enter just like that. Then on the 4-hour time frame, notice it's not even aligning with the daily. Right, then on the 4-hour time frame, we have this actual order block right here. Let's see how this order block looks, and then let's see if we're gonna consider those zones. On the 2-hour time frame, it's pretty much the same level. Then we have a nice, I'm already seeing a nice breaker block. Let's see if it was respected. So this is a nice breaker block at the top, which hasn't been respected. We have a breaker block, and the breaker block has its low as liquidity and it's unmitigated. So pretty much this looks clear, pretty much bearer zone, and it's even closer to the price. So this is where I'm anticipating for this US30 to buy from. All right, so someone said is the cheapest and the most expensive value I have in this trading space. All right, so definitely I'm gonna, as I'm getting big, I'm getting richer, right? I'm gonna increase it, but hopefully I don't change, right? Hopefully I don't change trading. If I'm still wanting to help everyone, I might still keep it to be $40. In naira, it's about 50,000 naira, 50,000 naira in naira. So hopefully I don't increase it because I want everyone to be in the space. I want everyone to be in my community, right? Everyone can become profitable. It's just a matter of you getting the right knowledge, knowing what you're doing, and executing flawlessly, right? You execute, the setup is complete. Forget about fear and execute your trade. So this look at as liquidity. You can see it's a very nice liquidity right there. Then I can expect buy from US30 from here. But it's not a signal I trust, but it's just my anticipation. And then you check your chart and let's see. It's a breakout block. This is the only thing that is making me disregard or not call it that as a signal because of this aggressive push to the upside and drop to the downside. You can see it. So this is kind of crazy. And remember the last live I told you guys this US30 is kind of a crazy pair. Right? It's because of this move, that's why I'm not confident about this. But it's a nice one. This movement is just the news, and it's not a real price action. Right? It's not a real price action. It's just the news doing this crazy move. Right? So we can anticipate for a buy around here. All right, someone said I caught the US 30 buy. That's great. Are you watching my YouTube video, or you my student on WhatsApp? Let me drop this US 30 as well. If you have another, maybe you're looking out for sale on US 30, you can redo your analysis, see for yourself. If you are still very confident about that very sale, right? That's the main thing with this line. You can redo and then see if you are still confident about that very sale, or the buy looks pretty much better, or the buy bias is pretty much the most clear one, right? So that's the main thing I'm dropping. That's the main reason I'm dropping this is my bias or my view. Once it comes back, I'm going to look out for buy around there. Then on ETH, where I'm also expecting buy. This was a buy, a personal trade. I took, I guess yesterday morning. Right, I took it on Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday evening. Right, I took it on. Notice the setup. This was where I had the setup right here. Let's see the setup right here. 30-minute time frame breakout block. Then I took my buy. Right, I take trade even if I don't draw the signal. Right, you are in trading to make money. You're not here to keep impressing people or to keep dropping signals. Right, to make money from trading. If I had not started dropping signals, I won't have even started it. Right, to be honest. But since I've started it, let me just keep giving back to the community for the love and the support, right? You guys always, I really appreciate every one of you, right? For always liking the video, sharing the video. I got over 100 share every single month, right? I appreciate every one of you for that, right? That's the reason I want you guys to become profitable, right? So we'll meet one day at the top. That's one thing I always want for everyone. So we'll meet one day at the top. Then personal trade I took on ETH. It's currently still moving. I'm expecting 127. I target the nearest liquidity, which is the nearest high. Notice the side. This is where I'm targeting as my take profit. Then now, this is not like a possible re-entry. Right? This is a possible re-entry I have. On the 4-hour time frame, we have our order block below. Notice why I'm using this very higher zone. If you know, my stop loss is also covering all of these zones. Right, so I have this long wick as an order block on this ETH. Then a 2-hour time frame, you can see the long wick is just a very long wick starting from here. Then it just keep dropping aggressively. Then on the 2-hour time frame, it's not even clear. It's not even aligning, right? So then on the 1-hour time frame, you can see 1-hour time frame is not like a long wick. It's not even still clear as well, right? Pretty much this is a nice order block, which can easily consider to buy from. And if you watch closely, I'm just spotting another key POI right now. We have this very order block, last black candle as an order block. So this is a very nice zone to buy from. With the way market has moved, with the way I've watched the price closely, this is a nice zone to buy from. Right then, let's see if it has liquidity. It's an order block. This long weakness just maybe the news reaction or whatever happened, and I don't consider those long week. Those long week is not part of my price action. Right? If it's available, I don't always consider it most times. So it has this liquidity, and this liquidity is pretty far off. Right? This liquidity is far from my POI. So this is what I want to see. It's a nice opportunity I have, but this is what I want to see in taking my trade. I want to see the price coming back there. That's why my entry was even at this higher zone, just to make sure I don't miss entry. You know, it can come down without getting to this my extreme OB. Respect is very high, and then continue the buy. That's why my entry was at that very top. But for now, let's use this very entry. Let's use this lower entry. I'm more confident with this entry right here. Right, so let's use this very one as our entry. Stop loss need to be below this very weak, just to be on the safe side. This is a crypto trade. Those who trade crypto, you can also, I guess, it's also available on 95. This is also available on 95, I guess. So you can also take it on your MT5 as well, though. Right, so this is what I'm also anticipating. But I don't want to see a crazy drop. If it drops aggressively, then might fail, right? But I'm setting this limit order. Every single one of those setup I'm dropping, you go to your chart, do the analysis, and then see for yourself if you're still gonna take it as well. Right? It's not just you blindly taking the setup I'm dropping or wherever. Then once you see your chart and then see, okay, I'm gonna still take it, then you set your limit order and then take it. Right? So ETH USD. So this is on ETH USD. Let's see how that one is gonna also play out. All right, so this is one of my students catching the same US 30 on a 15 minutes time frame. Oh my goodness. I guess he's watching the same US 30 and let's see how this ETH go. These are crypto guys, majorly crypto traders are the ones who are actually gonna jump on this. You need to be long. I drop any setup on crypto. All right, so those are the pairs I trade. Those are all the pairs I trade. Now let's go through over them again. ETH, that's what I'm expecting. US 30, I expect it to come down, and I'm gonna buy from there. Right, so I'm watching this very POI. That's what I want to buy from. You can see USDJPY is still dropping. The sell is still very much aggressive, but I won't jump on it, right? You guys know I don't love to jump on it. Someone said I was your student. I was your August 2025 student. I do appreciate the knowledge from you. Yeah, you're welcome. I have same setup, but my POI is a bit above your OB. Can I get some ETH? I prefer this POI. I'm going to confidently take it because it's on the higher time frames. Is aligning. You can see it's aligning with the higher time frame. So that's why I'm going to confidently take my own POI. Right. So is the OB below the BB or of 30 minutes time frame not valid? Let me see what you said. Yeah, the OB below is also valid. I guess you're asking for this very order block. It's also valid. I was even watching it to use it. This OB is also valid. So if I'm going to have my stop loss is going to be below this very big order block. I believe you got it. And my stop loss is going to be below that very order block. Trading is just you making money, right? So do what you can to always make money. I'm doing this so you guys to see what I'm expecting. Do your own analysis, compare, not you changing your bias or you now saying, okay, I'm no longer gonna take mine, I'm not gonna take this, or do your own analysis, see how it's relating, and then you take the trade. You will not be confident, right? Okay, this guy is saying what I'm saying, just like that. GBPUSD is still pushing up. USDJPY is still going down. Hopefully this one comes back. If it comes back, I'll buy from here. But if it doesn't, we'll just watch it and see. BTC, this is what I'm anticipating for BTC. So waiting for this very POI to buy. Then gold has broken structure. Right, it's currently doing some retracement, but let's see how it will go. Well, let's see how this POI will go. I guess I've already dropped it. Let's see how the POI will go, and then let's see if we'll buy from here on gold. Once I'm taking it, I'll let you guys know. I always have this guess and every time I'm doing. Right, so those are what I have, and I guess this is the first. These are first live from for almost a week now. So I'll be doing this live more often. And like you guys voted, 8 a.m. is still the time you guys picked. Right, 8 a.m. is still the time you guys picked for the live. So I'll be working with 8 a.m. when I'm available. Right. Next week now, I will be kind of really, really busy. So throughout next week, I guess we'll not be doing any live. Right. But I will let you guys know on Sunday or on Monday. I'll let you guys know if we'll not be doing any live. Because I have a schedule I need to catch up with. Right. So those are what I have, and let's see how they're gonna go. And before I continue or before I end the live, the October mentorship class is gonna start on Monday, around Monday next week. So it's about 50,000 naira or $40 to join. Once you join my mentorship class, you'll be added to the October class, and you added to this my general group. General group where students can easily ask questions, drop their setup. You can see everybody dropping his or her opinion. You can learn from other traders, not just me. Watch other traders' opinion, then you go over, see how you are mastering it, see how so many traders here they're even more crazy than me with technical analysis. Right? Many of my students can easily testify. So many traders right here, they are so crazy, more crazy than me on technical analysis. Right. So just you learning, applying what you're learning, re-strategizing, applying it again, making sure you are becoming profitable. Right. So I'll see you guys in the next live. And if you should join the October class, there's a link in the description. I guess I'll drop it in the description, and I'll drop the message in the Telegram as well now. So you guys can easily message me and then join. So take care, guys. Take care, guys. See you guys in the next live. Bye for now. Man, I'm kind of weak, bro. Shit. BTC2. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Someone said the long week on ETH, not liquidity. Okay, this is very low. It has already used it to respect an order block. This also dropped my student, right? I guess one of my students also asked this very question, and I marked out the level. I just used a line. For those are gonna doubt, I do drop correction for almost all my students, all the setup they have. I'll just say, okay, this is where I'm waiting for it. This is where I prefer taking it from, or just like that, right? But let me see the ETH I dropped. I marked out the line. This was where it came to yesterday. That was where it came to with this very long week. It tapped on it and it started buying. Right where I marked out, and then see that was where I'm expecting. So I'm pretty much good with technical analysis. Technical analysis is not a main problem in trading. Just you being patient, executing flawlessly, and then being confident in what you are doing. Right? Nobody can change my bias in trading. As far as I've marked out a level, if I'm gonna buy from, even if you post sell, I will still click on that very buy, because you don't own the market. I don't own the market, right? So if you're able to be confident with your setup, confident in what you are doing, you will definitely become good with technical analysis. So this very ETH has already respected a level with this very long week. That's the reason I'm not considering this very long week as a liquidity, because it has already been used to respect a level. Believe you got that. I'm trying to see if I'll find the message of when I dropped it. But I didn't take it. I didn't just I was already on the main buy. I showed you guys the setup on the main buy. This very main buy that is currently happening. So I was already on the main buy, but I didn't just want to take the re-entry. I didn't want to take the re-entry because I was already on the main buy. This message are kind of much. All right, this message are kind of much, so I can't find it. So guys, just so the message are kind of much, but I didn't drop it. Was not I didn't take it personally, so I didn't have the setup on my own. Right? Someone said, "Thank you. Still looking for money to be in your class, and please don't change the price." Then someone said, "Can we pay 2 times for 1 month? You can't pay 2 times." Right? If you're going for 1 month, you can't pay 2 times. If you are going for other plans, then 2 times payment is acceptable. There's someone said 15 minutes time frame. 15 minutes time frame now. I'm still gonna consider this breaker block. If I'm gonna take a trade on this 15 minutes time frame on ETH, someone is asking that question. I'm gonna consider this very breaker block, not this very other block. Because this other block now looks like a clear liquidity protecting this breaker block. You can see that liquidity protecting the breaker block. So I'm gonna completely take it from this breaker block. So if you are watching maybe to buy from here, I won't advise that. It's gonna be from this my own POI or from this breaker block. Right. So let's see how they're gonna go, and guess I'm tired for now. See you guys next time. Take care, guys.